2020. A tumultuous year with an even more tumultuous election. Hi, I'm Michael Kenny, and this is your evening edition of Michael Kenny News. So tonight we are looking at Joseph Biden and Donald Trump's policy going into the election in 2020. We will be focusing on four main aspects: COVID, climate change, infrastructure, and economics. Let's start with Trump. Donald J. Trump came into the election with 2 impeachments in a global pandemic. Let's take a look at how he handled that pandemic. The Trump administration left the COVID response up to the states. It did not form a specific national plan, but on the foreign aspect, Trump did seal the borders to outside nations to therefore protect the United States. His plan was also to develop the vaccine by the end of 2020 using subsidies from the national government, and to attempt to return by normal by 2021. On the infrastructure front, Trump planned for a $2 trillion bipartisan big and bold plan, which would use private sector investments for funding. This plan also included nationwide 5G and established a high-speed national network. Now onto the topic of climate change. Trump sought to increase oil and gas industries, roll back Democratic climate regulations, and also wanted to focus more on not decreasing greenhouse gas emissions, but increasing supply of oil and gas to bolster the economy to bring it back up from how hard it was hit with COVID. He also withdrew America from the Paris Agreement, which limited oil production and therefore negatively impacted that economic sector and the workers therein. Finally, economically, Trump sought to repeal Obamacare due to the fact that many doctors could not keep their rates during its enforcement. And Trump also wanted to enforce trade protectionism, lower immigration rates, and deregulation focusing on the energy and financial sectors. He sought low unemployment, and his previous presidency saw immense economic growth and low unemployment up until March of 2020, when the U.S. markets shut down due to COVID. Joseph Robinette Biden, the vice president of the 44th United States president, is now a whopping 79 years old. Will that age bring wisdom, or a lack thereof? Let's find out. Biden's COVID plan varies greatly from Trump's. Let's take a look, shall we? According to his National COVID-19 Preparedness Plan, his 4-pronged assault focuses on, number 1, protecting and treating against COVID, number 2, preparing for new variants, number 3, preventing economic and school shutdowns, and number 4, vaccinating other nations. On to his infrastructure plan. He gave it a name, the Build Back Better plan. Build Back Better, combined with other aspects of his infrastructure policy, would cost a whopping $3 trillion. And he said that it would be funded by a tax on the more wealthy. Build Back Better focuses on developing clean energy, incentivizing electrical energy companies, and also wanting to create more well-paying jobs for low and middle-income infrastructure development. Now on to the issue of climate change. Biden set a new national goal to reduce emissions from 50% from 2005 and bring it down in 2030. And he formalized that in a new updated U.S. nationally determined contribution under the Paris Agreement that we left under Trump in 2020. Biden's economic plan directly relates to the national crises concerning COVID-19. His Bidenomics are characterized by COVID relief measures and national COVID vaccination programs. His investments would also seek to increase towards infrastructure, expanded healthcare, and safety net programs for the less employed. And before you leave for the night, I'd like to say a special thank you to our sponsors: the White House, Investopedia, Smart Asset, and the Henry J. Kaiser Foundation. Thank you so much, and have a great night.